Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's blog of Animation Bliss, and welcome to another Spotlight Cartoon Corner. Today's Spotlight cartoon I'm going to talk about today is The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I actually did a podcast video with the cartoon guy about Sonic Saturday AM. So if you want to check out a podcast for Sonic Saturday AM, I will provide a link to the podcast in the description box below, so you can feel free to check out the podcast as you like. We really did a good job. I really enjoy doing the podcast with the cartoon guy. We had a lot to say about Sonic Saturday AM, so please feel free to check out that podcast. So let's talk about the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog started in 1993, the same year that Sonic Saturday AM started, and basically the series was about Sonic and Tails trying to defeat Dr. Robotnik and Scratch and Grounder and Coconuts from taking over the world, and it's basically done in a zany and wacky way throughout the whole series. So, about the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, this series is really different from Sonic Saturday AM. I mentioned how Sonic Saturday AM is like the more darker version of Sonic the Hedgehog. So you get a Sonic the Hedgehog version that's actually more like Looney Tunes style. Like it's a lot wackier and crazier and funnier than Sonic Saturday AM. And, I think this is a good way to see just what type of personality Sonic the Hedgehog would have besides being the Hedgehog with the attitude. Because when Sonic the Hedgehog came out as a video game, we didn't really know what type of character he was other than the Hedgehog with an attitude. Like, he didn't really have a voice, and there wasn't much to his backstory other than he tries to defeat Dr. Robotnik by freeing all the animals that Robotnik has captured and turned into robots. But that's all we got from the history of Sonic the Hedgehog at the time. So when The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog came out, we kind of got a little backstory with Sonic the Hedgehog, even though it's done in a wacky way. And Sonic actually had the voice for the first time. Like, he was voiced by J. Lee White in the series, and J. Lee White also voiced Sonic in Saturday AM and Sonic Underground. So I could say J. Lee White was the first person who gave Sonic a voice. And this cartoon was like this was the very first Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon made. So what are my thoughts about this series? I actually enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I mean, Sonic Saturday AM will always remain to be my most favorite Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. But I have to give props to this series for at least trying to show the audience what Sonic the Hedgehog would be like if we develop him as a character, if we actually gave him a voice. So I have to compliment the series for doing just that. And I like the fact that we get a Sonic the Hedgehog series that's like wacky and funny. I noticed this Sonic the Hedgehog series is like Looney Tunes, and I like the fact that we have a different interpretation of Sonic the Hedgehog. We have a more funnier version of Sonic the Hedgehog, and if you look at the designs of the series, like if you look at the TV series itself and you see the designs, how Sonic's world is shaped up, it looks really deranged in a sense. Like I like how the world is like seen like there's like little squiggly lines all over. It's like drawn by a child, something like that. What you expect in deranged animation, and it really complements a lot to the wacky tone of this series. And it's like Dr. Robotnik's rivalry with Sonic the Hedgehog is more like how Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner are like. Like Wile E. Coyote's like constantly chasing the Roadrunner. So it's the same thing with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Dr. Robotnik is constantly trying to chase Sonic the Hedgehog, or at least try to take over Mobius without Sonic the Hedgehog like interfering all the time. But that's the gist of the series so far. It's just Sonic trying to beat Dr. Robotnik from taking over Mobius, and also Robotnik's robots Scratch Grounder and Coconuts tend to get in Robotnik's way of trying to take over Mobius since they're such bumbly fools. So it gives the show a lot of comedy, because you see a lot of the time Scratch and Grounder and Coconuts failed their missions because they're so idiotic most of the time. So I like that type of wacky tone that this series gives off. So were there anything I hated about this series? I felt like, compared to Sonic Saturday AM, this is just basically like a linear. It's not. It's like a one-sided storytelling or something like that. Like the characters are not that deep in this series. I mean, I like the fact that they focus a lot on Sonic and Tails' relationship, like they did in the games. Like their friendship is given a more focus in the series, and I really like that. But I felt like, we didn't get enough stories that really develop Sonic's character throughout the series. Like, it seems like he's that same pesky hedgehog who's trying to foil Dr. Robotnik's plan. That's pretty much the storyline for every episode. So I kind of wish they did more seven storylines for the series like they did with Sonic SatAM. Like, what I love so much about Sonic SatAM is that the storylines were more developed. You feel a lot for the characters. Dr. Robotnik is a lot more menacing in that series. Dr. Robotnik in the series is not that menacing. He's kind of bumbling. I mean, he can get dangerous at times, but there's not that sense of dread from his character. Again, this is a series that's mostly wacky, so it wasn't expected to be like all series like Sonic SatAM, and that's why we have two different Sonic the Hedgehog shows come out in 1993. You have a dark and serious one in Sonic SatAM, and you have a wacky and silly one in The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I did like the fact that this series gave us at least one Sonic the Hedgehog that was wacky and funny, and that was something I give props to the series a lot. So, that's my review on The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And please tell me in the comments below, what do you thought about the show? Have you seen The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you enjoy this show? Did you hate this show? Did you like Sonic SatAM better? And what's your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon so far? Please feel free to tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also, like our Facebook page. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rowdy's blog of Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.